if you're watching this, that means I already recorded and uploaded the future Gohan best team guide video. So if you're looking for that one more so than this one, that video is currently up on the channel, but we're focusing strictly on future Trunks for this video. There's a lot to go over, especially considering, you know, certain things you got to keep in mind if you're really trying to make this Trunks look as good as he can possibly look. I am giving you only two options though, in that you can either subscribe to the channel if you're new or drop down and give me 8 push-ups. Either way, it's a win-win, so you can decide which W you're taking today. I still appreciate you for being here regardless, and I'm going to apologize in advance if I cough or sneeze or if I'm wheezing or something. Allergies is just not, you know, we're not really getting along today. Let's just hop into the video. So Trunks here is a time traveler's lead, and you'll easily tell in this video that it's a lot easier to build a team around this guy's leader skill compared to future Gohan's leader skill, right? Time Travelers does open the doors up for a lot of really strong characters. The thing I'm gonna, you know, advise though, or say, is that just because it's easy to build a team around his leader skill doesn't mean I'd recommend it. And the reason why I say that is because I think having 2 Trunkses on the team is just a liability. You know, you're gonna open up yourself to a lot of potential exposure. Trunks is a character who does not thrive in slot 1, and with 2 Trunkses on the team, it's a lot easier to end up with a scenario where Trunks is maybe, you know, has to be forced in slot 1, you know, because you have 2 Trunkses on each rotation, and you may have a rotation where the other character on that team, you know, or the other character on that rotation, you know, isn't really built for slot 1 either. So you got to make a choice between 2 bad decisions. It's like you got to really make sure Trunks is paired up with a really good slot 1 character. And to make that happen, I think you actually avoid running Trunks as your lead and focus on a different character instead. So then the question becomes, okay, so who do you run as a leader for this team? And I think AGL Vegito is that perfect lead. His leader skill is just so strong. Not only is he giving Trunks the 200% lead, but he's opening the doors up for a bunch of other really strong potential characters to join in on the team as well, just to make the team that much better. So I would definitely recommend running Vegito Blue as your leader here. And I mean, I pulled up this rotation as a, you know, potential rotation you can run with both of the Vegitos. I'm not really focusing on Vegito in this video, just to give you a little food for thought, but the rest of these are going to be about future Trunks. So the first rotation I'd recommend is this rotation right here, both of the new LRs when it comes to, you know, the part 2 of the World Celebration. And the beautiful thing, like I mentioned before, is that future Gohan is a perfect slot 1 character. So he would then fit or fill the weakness that Trunks has, which is not really being able to defend himself in that slot 1, like compared to how Gohan easily could, right? Especially for the first, you know, 5 turns of the fight or whatever the case is. Like, I don't know, I forgot how long his 40% damage reduction lasts. I think it's 5 turns, but you get the point, right? So with a link up like this, with one of the best characters in the game, I feel like are probably the best in the game, you're getting a really good slot 1 character, allowing, you know, Trunks to avoid all the slot 1 hits and build up his own damage reduction as well. So let me know what you think about this potential rotation. And you also have this potential rotation. So Vegeta and Trunks do guard in slot 1. We're also sharing 6 out of 7 links here, so I think this just is, again, a really strong potential rotation. It could be a little tough though, and I say that because, you know, Vegeta and Trunks, I'm not gonna say they're like completely aging, but I feel like their guard it's just not really holding up anymore. At least for like the first turn or 2 of a fight. I think when they build up that 75% defense and at least get 2 to 3 stacks in them, they can look extremely powerful, but they're not the slot 1 character they used to be. I'm not saying they're bad by any means. I'm just saying that Vegeta and Trunks are not the slot 1 character they used to be. So while this rotation can definitely work, I don't know for how much longer you can get away with Vegeta and Trunks in that slot 1. Again, still a great rotation. It can work for a majority of the content in this game. I'm not saying it can't. I'm just saying, you know, I would say they're slightly, like, not falling off, but slightly just teeny weeny bit getting slightly power crept, just like an ever so slightly, if you can agree. Regardless, moving on, we have this rotation here, a double physical rotation. So the Boo Boys essentially can be an extremely powerful slot 1 option, given that you get a few attacks in them first. You know, 2 to 3 rotations of them getting 24 ki, you're going to be good to go. You also have the utility and the standby skill. Once they pop that, you are not taking damage regardless of whatever you're trying to do, so you're going to be good to go there. Again, this tech Trunks is easy A. I'm not going to say he's mid, but you know, it could definitely be a little tough to do. And yes, guys, they can link, because remember that this Trunks comes from a base form Trunks, so everything should be fine when it comes to that rotation. And yeah, now I'll say this, okay, when it comes to potential support, we do have characters like STR Bulma. I don't know why I keep calling her STR Bulma. STR Mai, which is giving, what is it, 30% to all allies and an extra 10% crit and 20% to stats to future, which of course is really, really good. We also have Int Mai, so time travelers 2 ki 40%, and then an extra ki +1, and so it's literally 3 ki and 50%. 3 ki and 50%. So imagine having both of these Mais on the team, giving 50% to stats. For, you know, rotations like this or rotations like that. Again, it's very, very, very strong. We also have this Goasu and Zamasu. I mean, this character being able to just give 3 ki and 70%, I feel like is just insane. Like, that is a really just chunky amount of defense just to be giving out like that. They may not be the best EZA character of all time, but this definitely gives them value on top of, you know, the dodging that they, you know, have in their kit as well. So just keep that in mind. And then this Trunks in here, this Trunks here as well, you know, I feel like when you're in a tough situation where you're lacking HP, he can really come in clutch, because, you know, the lower HP you have, the more stats he gets, which just makes his damage reduction exponentially look better, on top of his 10% extra he gets if he's able to perform 6 attacks in a battle. So definitely go full additionals for this guy. Just another option for you, right? And then, you know, I'll also say this. Like I mentioned in the future Gohan video, this is, again, a good team you can make, right? These are your potential options for slot 3 characters, and then these are your possible rotation options. But I think if you go with an Earthbred Fighters build, you're opening yourself up to even more options, because you're going to have maybe the Goku as your lead, and you may not have some of the other top tier options, but guess what? You definitely still are going to have future Gohan here, and you're also going to have one of the best LRs in the game, right? Mixed up with one of the other best LRs in the game in future Gohan here. So Bulma is adding tremendous value to every rotation. Then we also have Tega Jirobe, who just cannot die, and the same thing for this Goku, who they just cannot die at least 1 time per turn, which of course is extremely strong. And then you also have actually, where is the character here? This rotation here, which can also help out, because this guy, not only are they sharing 5 links here, but Goku is giving 50% to defense as well, and he has his late game utility of foreseeing enemy super attacks once he gets hit 10 times in battle. So, you know, going with Earthbred Fighters gives you, or opens the door up to, a lot of really strong support characters to make the team just that much more cohesive. But you can easily still get away with these rotations and supports that I mentioned before. So let me know what you think. My throat, I feel like it's closing up, so I just gotta go. Please take care of yourself, and peace.